Well, I've been doing this series on the Viper, and I don't want to build just another Viper. I mean, I got plenty of time to build another one. I'm going to build a profile Viper because I don't have one. I don't have a profile. You know, to be honest with you, I'm not really interested in flying profile. But, you know, we were talking last night on the Hangout. When you go to a contest and only fly 2 or 3 flights, it's a long ways to drive just to fly 2 or 3 flights. It's 2 flights normally. At the Nats, it's 4, unless you fly, you know, the unofficial events, the classic events, and so on and so forth. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a smaller version of the Viper for my 32F, and I'm going to make it in profile. And yes, it will be a beam wing. It's not going to be, I mean, how many profile beam wing airplanes have you ever seen? 0. It's just easy to do. So I got out some paper and I started just chicken scratching some lines on it here. I don't normally draw things, but I'm doing this to kind of help you guys get your creative minds going or whatever. And we got some numbers here we're going to go through. So I drew out some chicken scratches on this page. And we're going to show you how I come to things. Now, the motor I'm going to use, you know, the last profile I built was for it was a 60 size Junar, but I'm going to use a 32F. I don't think I'm going to run it on a pipe. I'm just going to run it on a muffler. But you got to kind of take into consideration the weight of this thing, which is relatively light. We're going to get rid of that header there. We need this. We'll put a you know who I haven't seen on this channel in a long time is Hogs and Planes. What the hell happened to him? So I'm going to give you some numbers here of how big this airplane is going to be. Wingspan is going to be 54 3/4. 54 3/4. So my spar needs to be, because I have that spar that has a wormhole in it that's actually no good. .75 minus 8 inches. 46 3/4. Spar is 46. BAR is 46 3/4 long. I need to switch to that other calculator. Get to my fractional calculator. Clear. There we go. Okay. Now, for building a profile, it's a little different because you're going to have to use the top of the fuselage as the datum line, because it obviously be built upside down. just pencil in what it looks like. Now, what I did for the fuselage was datum line straight. It tapers off the datum line to 2 3/8. 2 3/8 at the rudder. Get rid of these. Let me turn this down so you can see what I'm doing here. We don't need no stinking French curve. I got my French hand. See, the datum line is right there. So we need to figure out what is going to be the center line of the wing. And why. Let's see what I draw. See, I work on the TLAR method. Center line of the wing is we'll make it 1.5 inches. We'll make it 1.5 inches off of that. 1.5 inches. Now I already have a riblet cut we can use as a French curve. So we want the trailing edge 3/8 of an inch, so that's 3/16 on each side. Let me draw a center line here. And I mean, this will only take me a week to put together. Three-sixteenths, if that. 3/16 each side. One. My X-Acto pencil sharpener. So we got 1, 2, 3/16. 1, 2, 3/16. So we'll start out with a 1/2 inch. We'll start up with a 1/2 inch trailing edge and sand it to now this airfoil here, I don't know if it's going to come out exactly as this airfoil because we're going to use the VIPER rib stripper. All this, the thickness of the wing depends on the thickness of the spar. Okay, that's close enough. That'll be good. So now we need 3/8. We're going to measure back 4 inches. Too far. We're going to measure back 3 inches. Because the root of this is only 10 inches. So we're taking quite a bit of area off the wing. It's not going to be as big an airplane. It's only a 32. So we're going to come back 3 inches on the spar. And we need 3/8 on each side, because that's what my rib 1, 2, 3/8. And on here we got 1, 2, 3/8. It's 1, 2, 3/8. So our spar is going to be inch and 3/8. Is that going to leave me enough room for the bell crank to pass through? Yeah, man, I got to think about that. Got to think about that. Need to erase this mark here, see what it looks like. Much better. All this does is give me an idea. Good morning, Henry. To give me an idea, I could do this on the wood, just lay it out on the wood, but I kind of want to get an idea what I'm doing. Yeah, the only bad thing about that spar being that far forward. So we got what was it, 1.5 or 1 3/8? Inch and a half. 1 1/2. Same here. 1 1/2. Okay, now let me give you the numbers for nose and tail moment. Nose moment is going to be 9 inches, and the tail moment is going to be 14.5. So we're going to have a 54 3/4 inch wingspan, nose and tail of 9. Might as well mark that out. Nine inches. We're going to do a tail moment of 14.5. Drop my ruler. Yeah. Yeah, if this takes a week to build, it'll be a miracle. need that clear plastic so I can flip that over and cut that, make that right. Because I think we want to do, let me do this here. How big do we want to make that? So we got 4-inch wood and we got 3-inch wood. So let's make it, let's make this 3.5. The other one's 4. The big one is 4, and this is going to be 3.5. Not necessary. We'll make it 3. Too much. Yep, 3 inches. I don't have a drafting table, so it's just eyeball. We want that to be 3/8. 3-inch, 3. I guess I could get a circle template and do it right. Close enough. And we're going to have pocket hinges in this, so we want to do that. Then we're going to move this over. Have a round jobber do. So what do we got for? I think we need to make that 3 inches too. I think we're gonna. This tail needs to be longer. 3 inches. Yep, it does. 3 inches. Okay. Hey, thank you, Colin. So if I make my elevators 3 inches, they'll stick out behind the rudder, but that's not how a Viper is. So I drew that in the wrong spot. Good shape, bad move. 3 inches from the pivot. So just move it back. Want this to be able to fit in the car good, so 36 inches long. 36 inches long, holy moly. We need a 48. Do I have one? Let me look and see if I got a 48 half-inch. I do. I got a piece of 48 half-inch long, so we can make it as long as we want. Knew I'd been saving that for something. So this needs to be moved back. We need the line right here. And we need to move this back, so There, you can see there's kind of a method to my madness. There we go. That's a better. No, we want it more pointed. Shit. Take this off. Shouldn't have threw that in so heavy. So this needs to go straighter up. This needs more of an arc. See, a fancy draftsman will use a French curve and all that shit, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just drawing it out. I'll give you a view of it from this side as soon as I get it penciled in to what we think it should look like. Yep, much better. Okay, tail wheel's gonna go right here. Right here. Now we need to pull in some landing gear on this thing. Let's see here. Need to darken up that line right there. How many of you guys do this? I normally, like I say, I normally don't draw plans for anything, but Steve Berry, he's got me on this thing about plans, and we haven't got plans for the other one yet, so I got a few minutes to draw this out. Hopefully we get them plans this week. Of course, you don't want them unless they're right, We got 14 and a half, because I got a lot of people asking about them, bugging me. 14 and a half. So we'll go here. $14.5. Yeah, we don't want to. My drafting teacher, last drafting class I had was over 50 years ago. Mr. Lopez, he was the paddler. I have no doubt in my mind that I could ink a set of plans or draw a set of plans, but I just don't do it normally. Okay. That all looks good. Let's get you back over here and see what you think. over my shoulder. Well, you can see a Dremel tool. Now that's way more than enough for me to build from, but some of you guys, I'm down here. Take a look. Shit. Let me see if you can see what the airplane's going to look like in that view. I mean, that's how long it takes to do it. It's not a big deal, half an hour. Now, the wing platform itself is simple because there's no, let me look here, see if it, yeah, you can more or less see it. There we are. That gives you the whole overview. Anything you guys think I should change? Now the canopy on this one, the canopy on the regular Viper ends a little farther back, but the reason why I have this ending farther forward, and it really should end really farther forward than that, because of this right here. There's no structure here. This canopy actually should come way up here to give it some more beef, so we're not breaking it. Because the biggest thing on the profile is vibration, because there's nothing to mount that engine to. But this is a pretty smooth running engine because you're running at high RPM with a low pitch propeller. As long as it's balanced, these are really smooth. But still, there's not much meat right there. I wonder if I should bring that canopy farther forward. Let's see how it looks. Doesn't ring true with the Viper aesthetics, but I want it to last more than a bit. Let's see here. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. So that doubles that. Let's draw that in as an option. Yep, that's what's going to happen. We are going to do that. I don't think it looks good sloped. I think it looks good just kind of rounded off. Take this out and see what it looks like. maybe a little less angle on that. We'll get it. It'll be fine. Thing will look like John drew it because he likes canopies far forward. I don't. But on this airplane, we need to have some beef up there. Okay. So we had to make a concession because there's just not enough material here. So now we've doubled the material. I mean, I could even make it shorter, I suppose. No, it doesn't. If I do that, I don't know. That's not good. Wish I had one of them drafting tables with the articulating arm in it. There we go. That's better. Change the angle. Then I can paint the canopy down this way. So there are some changes. So I don't think I can call this a VIPER because it doesn't have quite the aesthetics, but we'll make something better, something different. Yeah. Let's see if I like that. I'll have to break out my good eraser. Yeah, I suppose that'll work. Let me switch over to the other view so I know you can see it now. Exit full screen. Okay, we got no chatters. We got 11 watchers, but no chatters. That's a shame I can't move the canopy back here. I mean, you could, but then you got the vibration. The vibration. What is that, 1 3/4? I think I got a magnesium 1 3/4 spinner I can use on it. Good morning, Marcel. Okay, so plan form is pretty much set. Let's see if we can do a bell crank deal. I don't have a Vico bell crank, so I'm going to have to use something else. I might have a SIG bell crank. Or I might just use one of my carbon bell cranks. All right, we got to cut in a hole for the bell crank pass through. So we got 3/16 here. Yeah, and if I cut an 1/8 off of that, and an 1/8 off of that, you got shit for a spar. 1/8 and an 1/8, we got an inch and a 1.25 spar. If I got an 1.25, I gotta really pay attention to that. 1.25, top to bottom, 1.25. We're gonna pass through this away. After that, 1.25 is let's see. I can't even think.
Secret school hacks.
Oh, geez, I don't want
it's
that.
Called you can literally.
1 1/4 divide by 2. 5/8. God, they don't leave shit. 5/8 and 5/8. Better measure it here. 5/8. 5/8 to the center. And if I have well, I guess I can put an 1/8 on top of that. 1/8 plywood on top. So if I'm going to have to cut that to an 1/8 of an inch thick. And that will leave me an opening of 1 inch. Can I cram it in there and get the push rod to clear? 1 inch. And we're going to try 1 inch. You know what, let me see what this length of this nose is here. If I take 10% off of that, cut it down 10%. The length of this puppy is 18 inches. So 10% of 18 is 1.8 minus, we'll say 2 inches. 18 minus clear. 18 minus 2 is 16. This canopy should be, no, this is for a profile. I'm going to build a profile Viper. 16 inches. Wow, it's way back there. I don't know. I don't know. Nope, this is a profile Viper and it's smaller for 32. I really like the look of the Viper. This forward canopy just doesn't thrill me. I think it needs to be right there. How can I fix that? I could drop the wing, I suppose. 1.5 and 3. So it's actually 1.25 or 3.25 divided by 2. Let's try that. 3.25 divided by 2. 1 5/8 down from the datum. 1 5/8. Would that give me? If I dropped it 1 5/8, that would drop it down 1/8 of an inch more. and 5/8. Let's see what that looks like. I don't like this canopy up here. We got to figure out how to get it centered up. Maybe I can make this fuselage. This is a 4-inch piece. Maybe I can make it 3.5. More wood means more weight. 1 and 5/8. We want this 40 ounces. This airplane, or less. 36 ounces would be good. 1 and 5/8. 1 and 5/8. Right there. And we're going to have a 3/8, so it's 3/16. 3/16. Top of the rib is right there. And this line is right here. I think we're going to change it up. 1 and 5/8. Oh, I had that line off. What's up with that? Oh, right there. Yep, that's what we're going to do. I just dropped it down 1/8 of an inch. That puts my canopy back where it belongs. Okay, there's the wing line right there. Let's get rid of this canopy here. I just don't like it. I wonder if I got a better eraser. We can go here now. That's better. Now I can call it a Viper and it'll look like a Viper. Okay. We're going to start cutting wood here in a minute. Let me get this. There we go. That's enough. What does that leave me? About 5/8 of an inch. Good 9/16. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. So this is a piece of lumber here, buddy, but it is straight, so that is good. I'll get rid of it, which is the heavy end. Okay, I guess this is the heavy end. Use the water soak up here. Put that way. Yeah, this is 7-pound wood. 7-pounder. How long have we been on? 46 minutes. All right, we can start cutting wood, I suppose. Get the fuselage figured out. I need to screw up one edge of it anyway. You know what? I got the tool here. That ain't the tool. Here's the tool right here. Shit, I paid for the damn thing. Might as well use it. It ain't straight. The first thing we got to do is straighten that up. The side if it's straight. Yeah, that side's straight. Oh, no, it's not. So we got to straighten this up. We got to straighten her up. Let's put this engine off the way. Yep, this is long enough. Okay, now we need a knife. I need a new blade on this. Okay. I don't have a profile for next year, so now we'll have a profile. Moved it. Could just take this out to my table saw, and I think that's what I might end up doing. Because that's hard up there. We even got enough wood left over on this for cheek cals, I think. They're 9 inches. Actually, we need 10. Nope, we don't. So I got to break into another. Oh no, there's 10. That'd be fine. At least for an inboard cal. Let's see what we got here. This piece of wood is hard right here. That's okay, because this is where the motor is going to go. They've got soft here. I think we might use this end here instead, because make the airplane lighter. It's too damn hard up there. God, it's so much better on this end. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this end of the wood instead of this end. This end is hard. Like rock. This end is, yep. Yep, get rid of the hard piece. Maybe we'll lighten it up some. Maybe it'll be 6-pound wood. Okay, we got a big problem there. We need to get my sanding block. Yeah. I know damn well I had 80 on one of these. We got 80 there, but this is the crap bar. 180 on that. Okay, we'll just put a new piece on it and forget it. Okay, we're gonna cut that off on that. Let's see how long we need this. It needs to be, we're not sanding anymore and I have to. It needs to be 36, 39 inches. So which end is it use? This end, 39. God, that's way out. 36, 39. You know what? I'm going to take it out. I'm going to end the stream and take it out to my table saw and run it through the table saw, because then it's perfect. I don't think it's freezing out. Yep, because this is not perfect. This is the edge we want. Cut this off here. The datum. All right, we've been on an hour. Thank you, Phil. Everybody seems to like that airplane, which is cool. That's what I made it for. So I got to put on my shoes and head out to the garage and run this through the table saw. You know, I basically just shown the design of the airplane today to get it out there so that you guys know it's not rocket science. It's real simple. Pick a set of numbers, go for it, change things up till it looks right to you, cut the wood, and you're done. This airplane I should be able to build in a week, maybe 2, I don't know, 2 weeks tops. And then the finishing part will take a month. So along about mid-January, we should have this done. And then we can start on another full-size Viper. And by then, hopefully the plans will be ready. I'm hoping they're ready shortly here. So we, if I had a set of plans, I'd just go into another Viper right now. But it's basically all the same stuff. Building is real simple. Really simple. Cut your wood, make sure you get it right. Perfect is always good. You can't always make it perfect, but try to get it damn close. Steve's been sick, so we're waiting on him, as far as the plans go. But they'll be nice, I'm sure, when they're done. I don't have I can draw them out. I don't have the expertise to take them from paper to put them inside the computer. So if you draw them in CAD, I don't know shit about CAD. All right, like, subscribe, and share. I'll be back later on as soon as I go out to the garage and cut this board, because we're going to start cutting from here. And I gotta have a straight datum line to work from. I'll build the Juno here shortly. See, the thing is, I already have a classic airplane, which is my Continental. So building the Juno wouldn't give me any advantage. So if I take 3 airplanes to the Nats, think about this. If I take 3 airplanes to the Nats, I can fly classic. I'm going to build this, fly profile. I can fly 4 events. I can fly N30 and Pampa. Wait a minute, classic with my Continental, profile with this, N30 with the Viper, and Pampa. So four classes. I'll be able to fly 4, 6, 8, 10 flights instead of 4 flights. 10 flights. Take 3 airplanes and fly 10 flights. That's a good way to go. I was trying to maximize my usage when I built my 60 size profile Juno XL, but unfortunately it had a snafu, and I piled that up. I haven't had a profile since then. Profiles don't fly all that well, so maybe I can build. If I build my design profile, we can get it to fly like a real airplane instead of a lumber wagon. There's some real good flying profiles. I guess everybody likes the Pathfinder. I've never flown a Pathfinder, but I guess it flies good. But it's a big airplane, and I don't want to haul around a whole bunch of big airplanes. A trophy trainer flies pretty good. A magician flies really good. but I want something that's mine. So we're going to do this profile VIPER. And maybe do all right with it. I don't know. I think this one's going to have fuselage mounted gear though, because I don't think that this beam wing would behoove itself to the grass with as light as that this beam is going to be in the center. This beam is only going to have an 1/8 inch width at the top and bottom of that beam, so I can get the belt crank to clear. Even if I cap it with plywood, I don't know. We'll see. I'll make a determination once I build the beam whether it's going to have aluminum landing gear, profile aluminum landing gear, or wing mounted gear. Wing mounted gear is cooler and they're easier to land, but most profile events are flown in the grass and it's pretty hard on your airplane. And with that, this is part of the engineering, knowing I built enough airplanes to know where the weak parts are, and that would be a weak part. And you could probably snap a wing right there, but I'll have to see when I cap it with 1/8 inch thick 7-ply aircraft plywood, 1/2 inch wide, if I think that'll be enough. Now it's just the center section. That's like the shear or the compression spars that I put in. That's just the center section of the wing over that opening of that hole. Otherwise, you start adding all this laminated stuff and laminate here, laminate. You got a lumber wagon again, and it's heavy as hell. But we're looking for this airplane to be 35 to 40 ounces, and it'll be fine. 35 to 40 ounces. Because it's 4-inch smaller wingspan, got an inch smaller chord, 1.25 inch smaller chord, shorter tail moment, shorter nose moment, so smaller, it's got way less. All right, let me go out in the garage and cut this board. I'll be back after a bit. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.